to you live each day of the week. Come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What you waiting for? Come and take a seat. Like and subscribe, this is where you wanna be. Cause you know we gon' talk about it. Let's talk about it. Get in here, we in here tonight. So get in here, we in here to vibe.
Hey y'all, let me know if y'all can hear me. I am trying this thing out, this microphone that's attached to me. So I need to know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Am I clear? That's what I'm asking, baby. My husband said, can they hear you? Thumbs up in the chat if you guys can hear me. You put my other Bluetooth. Okay. She said, we can hear you. Okay, how does it sound? Does it sound good? Does it sound far away? How does it sound? She said yes, but it's muffled. Baby, maybe because it's too close to me. Hold on one second. She said yes, but it's muffled. So what if I just do it like this? How did you do it when it sounded very good? I think they use smacking and they can hear it. She says a little muffled. Is it still muffled now? Is it muffled? It's like a little microphone that's attached to me. She said, it sounds clear to me. Oh, it's perfect now. It sounds perfect. Okay, thank you, baby. All right. Hey, y'all. We are in Florida. We are in Florida, you guys. Hit that thumbs up button for me, please, and thank you. We are in Florida. We have been traveling pretty much all day. Oh, my God, all day. We left the house around 6-something this morning, and we flew in. Well, we in Florida. I ain't gonna tell you which part yet. I'll tell y'all when we come home. You know, we might have unexpected roaches coming over to visit if we tell y'all where we at. But we in beautiful sunshine, Florida, okay? So if y'all don't know, my daughter is getting married. My oldest daughter, she's 26 years old. She is getting married Saturday. So we have a lot of activities to go to. We have to go to a bridal shower, a meet and greet, and a wedding and reception. So, yeah, we're going to be pretty busy this weekend. And then, you know, so my husband brought my little laptop. So I don't have the whole setup, but I do have a little, well, it's not even I don't know what this is. It's not a laptop. It's I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it doesn't have video. So I can't, you know, turn the camera on or whatever because I don't have video. But I could do video on my phone, but right now I'm not on my phone. So anyway, hope everybody is doing good. She said, welcome to the Sunshine State. Yes. I used to be stationed in the Sunshine State 31 years ago. 31 years ago, I came to Florida. How time flies, baby. It's crazy, but anyway, hope everybody is doing good. We will have a bride soon, and yeah. And then guess what? I found out they were going to come here. It's supposed to be a surprise, but it's not a surprise because you can't tell my daughter nothing. She's going to ruin it. But they're coming here for the honeymoon. They're coming to Texas for their honeymoon. Make that make sense. They're going to come stay with mom and dad for a week, baby. That is going to be their honeymoon in Houston, Texas. But of course, I'm sure they're going to be going out clubbing and whatever. But they will be here. Well, not here, but in Texas when we go back for their honeymoon. So they're going to stay 7 days. So I'm definitely excited about that. She said, you deserve this time with your family. FOE, family over everything. Enjoy yourself. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate you. But y'all my family too. Y'all are my family too. So I was like, you know what? Let me get on. She said, you got soundproof rooms in the house. Hey, I guess we're going to have some soundproof rooms, baby. Hey, Anyway, I ain't even gonna say that. I was gonna say something, but I changed my mind. I ain't even gonna tell it. I ain't even gonna tell it. I ain't gonna tell it. Thank you for the congrats for my daughter. I appreciate you guys. But let's get down to the real nitty gritty. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to my supporters. Thank you guys so very much for always being there. My members of this channel, those are the ones that's lit up in green. Thanks a lot to my moderators as well. I appreciate you guys. I want to talk about a little something, 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 and a little something, 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 and a little something, something, and a little something, 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 something. Okay? We're going to have a conversation, you guys. Okay? Thank you for the congratulations to my daughter. Appreciate that. She said, hey, I'm more in chat. Congratulations, Jalen. No, not Jalen. Jalen is the youngest one. Is Ray Ray. Well, her name is Rihanna, like the real Rihanna, but we call her Ray Ray. But Rihanna is getting married. So Rihanna is my oldest daughter. She's 26. My youngest is 23. So my 23-year-old, she's not ready for marriage. She has to finish nurse practitioner school. Once she become a nurse practitioner and, you know, she meet her this little fine ass doctor, then she can get married. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we told her year one into her nurse practitioner school, she is not to get married or even get a boyfriend. Like, F that ninja, you know what I mean? However, her second year, she can get a boyfriend. But first year, she needs to concentrate. Her school is too expensive to be trying to be in love with some dude, some grimy ass dude. You know what I mean? Anyway. But yeah, so my first daughter, my oldest daughter is getting married. So, and Jalen would be the last one. She said, is she in her sister's wedding? Yes, she's in her sister's wedding. And yeah, she's definitely in her sister's wedding. And one of the girls got the t-shirt wrong. And she's like, what? You know, so it's just, anyway, because she didn't put sister on there. And Jalen got mad because she wants sister written on the t-shirt or whatever. Anyway, it's a long story. It's not a long story, but it's just whatever, right? I told her she'll be fine. I said, everybody know y'all sisters. I want my t-shirt to say sister. Anyway. Hey, everybody, I didn't set a goal, but if you guys would love to bless this live stream, please do so. You can do it by sending a super chat, super sticker. If one of my moderators can drop my coffee link, that'd be great. Or Cash App is Talk About It 2024. Talk About It 2024. So however you guys want to bless this live stream. So let's get down to something, you guys. Let's get down to the real nitty gritty. I got 224 people in here. I need to see 224 thumbs up on the video. Please and thank you. What are my videos looking like, moderators? Do I have any moderators in here? Oh, I see Levette. Okay, I see Levette. I see Levette, baby. Oh, let me see how I sound. Oh, I sound good. I don't sound muffled at all. I am going to set a goal because, you know, if I don't, I'm probably not going to get a super chats. So let me set a goal right quick. I do it for about an hour. And I ain't going to sit here and say I'm coming back on tonight because I don't know. But I might. Who knows? My daughter. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I can't tell y'all every move because, you know, normally I would because y'all know I share pretty much anything. However, I could share a lot, but you know, with haters on YouTube and people just being nosy and always, you know, want to start some mess and divide, and because they all about division. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, okay? There's a lot of people on this internet all about division, all right? She said, love you, sis. Enjoy. Thank you so much, Sonia C. Let's talk about division for a minute. You know, even though we have a sisterhood, we have a family, we have a bond with each other that will only grow and become stronger. You know, it may be shaky starting off because we don't know each other. We come from all walks of life, right? So it's going to be shaky. Of course, it's going to be shaky. It's going to be mistrust. It's going to be apprehensiveness. It's going to be that because we don't know each other. We from all walks of life, from all over the globe. And so it's going to be shaky, but eventually it's going to smooth itself out. However, you have to understand that, baby, honey, thank you, Ashley Gatton. Thank you so much, sis. There's going to be people that want to divide, okay? Divide. And let me explain what that means, right? there's people that want division. That's all they're about. They love to see breakups, fallouts, divorces. That's why they were so adamant about the LaTruth and Robert situation, and LaTruth, divorcing Brianna. I said LaTruth and Robert, but I mean LaTruth and Bree, because they wanted to see a divide. Okay, they was like, you better not go back to that girl, stuff like that or whatever, because they're all about division. I'm pretty sure you guys heard a birds of a feather flock together, and misery love company. It's pretty much the same, right? So miserable people love or want other miserable people, or want other people to be miserable right with them. Okay. And let me explain. So we already know our ops, I'm going to say ops, our haters, right? They have always fallen out with each other and cussed each other out, cussed each other, grandmama out, they mama out, the dog out, the cat out, the grandkids out. They always cussed each other out, called each other the scum of the earth, talked about their noses, their asses, their feet, their hair, their eyes, how big they are, how they stink. I mean, they have really dogged each other out, right? So what they do is they want other people to be like them, okay? They want people to, they want to be able to say, ooh, they doing the same thing that we're doing, but that we don't, honey. We will never go gutter on each other like that. The only time we'll go gutter is if we cussing one of the belly crawlers out. We will never go gutter on each other. Now, we might raise our voice, honey. We might raise our voice. We might be stern with our stance, but what we ain't gonna do, we'll never go gutter. We'll never get in the damn sewer and cuss they mama out, they dog, they cat, they fish, they coochie, talk about how they smell, they stink, they bald headed, they fat, they oozing grease. We would never do that to our sisters, only our ops, okay? Only our ops, all right? And the reason why I say that is because our ops are our haters. Let's just keep it real. They are our haters. They sit across outside of the gate looking in any peephole they can find. And baby, when I tell you they looking, they on tiptoes. They got what do you call them things? Microscopes and shit or whatever. They got drones flying over our freaking roof. So trust and believe they are looking at us every which way they can. All right. Because why? Honey, because they on the outside and wish they can get in. So that is why they're looking to see. Oh, I just want to see one thing. I want to hear them argue. I want to hear them raise their voice. I want to hear something going on so they can run back over to the swamps in which they reside to talk about it. Because guess what, baby? We ain't talking about their fallouts because we can give a damn. We don't give a damn no more, honey. We're past that. The other day when we said we're washing our hands of the misfits that we shouldn't have never been speaking to in the first place, we should have passed by them in the hallway and not said shit. You know what I mean? We should have went straight to our lockers and not said nothing to those people ever in our lives. Should we have ever even given them a hello? But we did, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately. But since the other day when we said that we were just going to wash our hands with them, they've been on their tiptoes peeking over our fence trying to find out what's going on behind the gates, okay? Behind the gates. So here's the thing. Of course, they're going to talk about us because, baby, we are a force to be reckoned with, all right? They're going to talk and then they're going to stir noise and they're going to keep being loud, okay? But guess what? What does it do? Make them look desperate and thirsty that they worried about what we got going on over here. So again, we're all from all walks of life, all over America, and we just found out we got some sisters in the Virgin Islands, and I think we have one or two that's in the UK that's within our sisterhood, right? So we're from all walks of life, and we interpret things quite differently. So that's why I don't know if y'all noticed this. I know a lot of people probably say, Amor, you always ask questions. I do, but that's something that I picked up from the military. I ask until I understand, all right? Always, I ask until I understand. It may sound very elementary. It may sound like, apprehensive, but I will ask until I understand. So sometime when you guys make a post and I read it, I don't know if you noticed, but I'll say, what does that mean? What are you trying to say? So I like clarity so that, what I'm saying, so I can understand exactly where you're coming from. Okay. Again, that's something that I picked up from the military that has helped me along the way because, baby, how I talk is different than how somebody else talks. And text messages can, when I say text message, I mean, messages, electronic messages, like the words that you write, sometimes don't come off for your true meaning, right? It doesn't have feelings behind it because it's typed out. So you don't know how that person is reading it is how they're understanding. They're putting their own feeling behind it because they're reading it, right? So sometimes it takes communication, one-on-one communication or whatever, to find out exactly what that person means. Or unless you tell them to break it down, right? Like, so, what does that mean? What are you trying to say, right? And I know you guys have heard me say that quite a bit. Like, wait a minute, what are you trying to say? Because sometimes it could be maybe an op that is snuck in from under the gate or whatever, and they causing problems. And I still may not know exactly what it means. So I'll still say, what are you trying to say? Because I want to know, like, are you coming as a friend or are you coming as a foe? Because I want to know how to handle your ass. Okay. So anyway, with that said, um, you know, last night live. Well, let me just talk about the TC's live them first, TC and Mina's. I actually thought that was a beautiful live. Not thought, but it was a beautiful live. It was great. However, we have to understand that we're not all in the same space. Let me explain that. I talked to my sister this morning, Sister Jenny, right? I talked to her this morning because I wanted a little clarity myself on how did it turn or whatever, like what was the deal. And from my understanding, we have to understand this, right? So we didn't really go back and forth with TC and Mina. And when I say we, I mean the people that has been riding with me when I was standing in the gaps for Bree by myself, when I was getting cussed from every which way from the 51 content creators that thought that they can take me out and call the CID, FBI, the damn Camilla, the president, and the army, right? The ones that they thought they was going to move me and they couldn't, right? They couldn't move me. So when I was standing in the gap by myself, the supporters that were standing with me, we didn't go back and forth with TC and her crew. I think we may have mentioned it once or twice, but then that's it. We didn't talk about each other, dog, cat, underneath each other clothes, or none of that. I think we made reference one or two times toward them, and that was it. We didn't make it a big deal. And it's quite a few people out of the 51 content creators that we didn't make it a big deal, right? So with that said, we can kumbaya and say woman empowerment and move on like it's nothing, right? However, we have to understand when somebody has had a personal relationship with them and they don't feel like their issue was resolved, they're not going to take it too kindly. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to understand that myself as well this morning. Like, oh, okay, you know what? So it's not that it was, it's not that, oh, somebody's taking a positive live and going left. It's, wait a minute, there's some unresolved issues, right? On a personal level that need to be talked about. Okay. But that's not for us to talk about. That's for them to talk about. They had that personal relationship. And when I say they, I'm talking about our sister Jeannie and our sister TC and our sister Mina. They had a personal relationship. And I just think questions need to be answered, and I'm not going to stand in the way of that. I am a mature woman enough to know that sophisticated grown women know how to work out their issues. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe that eventually, Sister Jenny and Sister TC and Sister Mina will work it out. Just like I didn't want to get in between I don't even want to say her name because when you say Candyman 3 times, they come in your chat or they start running their mouth. So, but just like another content creator, 2 other content creators, I didn't want to get in between their beef until I was basically forced to get into it. You know what I mean? Because I was kind of called out, like, oh, you ain't gonna say nothing. So anyway, nevertheless, I think 2 grown individuals, or 3 or 4, can work their issues out. Okay. All right. And that's where it's going to go. So it's not our business. It's not for us to work it out. It's for them to work it out. You understand what I'm saying? It's for them to work it out. However, after talking to my sister, I don't think that Well, I'll just let her explain when she comes live. I don't, let me just say it like this. There's no issue. There is no issue. So I want TC, Mina to feel welcome when they come over to my chat. Y'all don't have to stay in the bushes. Y'all don't have to, if you can hear my voice, y'all don't have to stay in the bushes. Y'all don't have to be afraid to be in my chat or anybody in that matter, except for my ops. My ops are the ones that I said that I should have passed by in the damn school and went straight to my wall lock and not even say hey to them. Yeah, those I don't care to even reconcile anything with, because at this point it is what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, they've done the most evilest backstabbing and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the people that we are aligned with now are not evil individuals. They didn't go out of their way to try to frame your husband, stick your husband on another woman, drag your kids, drag your grandmama, make fake pages and pretend it is you and lie on you, and then just keep up shit. Those are not the shit starters. TC and Mina are not the shit starters. And I'm speaking for myself. I am not speaking for Sister Jeannie, because Sister Jeannie has a different story than I do. Okay. So for me, those are not the shit starters. TC, Mina, they're not the shit starters, but there are some that are shit starters. They are dividers. Okay. They're over there right now happy, like, yeah, rubbing their hands or whatever, because they're excited that they feel the sisterhood is crumbling. They're jealous of the sisterhood. Make no mistakes about it. Make no mistakes about it. They're jealous of the sisterhood. See what we was able to do, and I think it was actually initially, I want to say Vanessa, um, um, our sis Sam P, and me and Jeannie, we are the ones that say, you know what, let's put together some type of group and let's try to bring us together. Okay. Now initially it was to basically say the saga was a mess, but we grown, we mature, we're responsible and accountable women. We can come together and put the saga behind us and come together for a greater cause. But some people you can't come together with. Let's just be honest. Some people you cannot come together with. We've tried the kumbaya where we apologize to all of them, but how long did that last? They waited a day or two and start back calling me all types of names and whatnot, and then they just won't, because you listen. There are forever victims out there. It's people that will forever be a victim. They will forever say, but you started with me. You started with me. You did something to me. It was me. There will always be those people out there that always want to be recognized as a victim. I can't stand those people. I don't like victims. Get the fuck out my face with that victim mentality bullshit. It's for the weak, okay? And I ain't got time to deal with weak ass, grown ass women, okay, or men. But I don't like that. I like strong women, okay? You don't have to lift 400 pounds to be strong. But in order to take accountability, responsibility, and be able to say, you know what, we both did wrong. Let's move on. I don't have to call, say nothing about you. You don't have to say nothing about me. We can be grown and go our own separate ways. And I don't have to sub you on my wall, my community wall. I don't have to share other people's nasty posts about you. I want to be grown about it. See, that's how I know they're my ops. Some of these people are my ops because they don't know how to do that. For the rest of their life, they will throw subliminals and sub and just be dividers. Nasty, jealous, hateful-hearted dividers. Permanent victims. You're absolutely correct. And I don't have no space in my life for a permanent ass victim. Okay? Because I will tell you your ass to snap out of it in a minute. So again, as far as what happened last night, I think that we was not looking at it on our sister point of view, but at the same time, I don't think that our sisters should have asked us. It's not our issue. It's her issue. And I think she understands that. And so because we didn't have the same experience as she had. We did not have personal relationships with them, and then they turned on us. So we don't have those same feelings, and we don't need to have that same type of conversation that they need to have if they have it, you know? And like I said, the main thing that we need to concentrate on is respect. Respecting each other is big, is very, very big to me. I don't know, it may be my military background, but baby, respect goes both ways, up and down the channels. So respect is big, huge on me. Okay. Disrespect, I don't like at all. Now, with that being said, there was a lot of disrespect in that channel last night. Sisters cussing each other out, calling each other names, calling each other the B word, saying F you a demon, this, that, and the other. That is not allowed. I don't know why in the world anybody under the sun would think that that is okay. We don't do that. We respect each other, okay? Every which way, okay? Every which way, we respect each other. Sometimes respect is even holding your tongue and say, you know what? I may not say nothing right now, but behind the scenes, I'm gonna chew your mother effing ass out. You understand what I'm saying? But it's embarrassing, and we have to understand we're not just in the chat by ourselves. It's people that have subscribed to my page that may be afraid, not, and I'm saying my page, but to even Jenny page that may be afraid to come forward and say anything or whatever, and they're just checking out the chat, getting a feel of the people and whatnot. And when they come in the chat and see people calling each other names and going ham or whatever, it is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. We don't do that, because if we do that, we might as well be over there with the ops. We might as well be over there with haters. We might as well be over there with the scum of the earth, the belly crawlers, the ones that's tiptoeing, looking over the fence at our asses. We might as well be over there with them. We're not like them. We're so much better than them. We know how to use our big girl words. You know what I'm saying? We know how to say, I'm offended. I don't like what you just said to me. We know how to talk like that. We know how to say, I don't agree with you. And guess what? Respect is being able to say, I don't agree with you, but I'm still okay with you. That's respect, baby. You don't have to agree, but you respect someone's boundaries. Allow them to feel how they want to feel, and you feel how you want to feel. Agree to disagree. That is big time respect. That's what we do. We respect each other. Okay? We absolutely respect each other. We are not, and I repeat, we are not the scum of the earth. We're not the slime ones that want to see division, 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 division. We're not that. We're not dividers. We're builders. Okay? We are absolutely builders. So, with that said, you know, again, we're gonna have our little bumps in the roads. We're gonna have our little shaky here, shaky there. But what we're not gonna do is go all the way to the gutter. Never go all the way to the gutter. If we gotta go to the gutter, then we definitely need to have a conversation, a deep, deep, deep conversation. So I just wanted to come out here and tell you guys that you know, I like the way we were able to smooth things over. And let me just say one thing. So whose birthday? Somebody's birthday. Hold on. Whose birthday? Oh, it's your birthday. She gave me a tip on your birthday. Oh my gosh. She said, it's my birthday. Thank God for another year and more to come. Happy birthday, Barbara. How you gonna tip me on your birthday? Wow. Happy birthday, Barbara. I appreciate you, love. You are definitely appreciated. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody wish Barbara a happy birthday, please. Big happy birthday for Barbara in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She said, yes, agree to disagree with respect for each other. Love our sister real bad. I love us real bad too, 12K. And that's okay. We are not going to agree. And when I say we're not going to agree, let me explain some things. We're not going to agree on religion. We're not going to agree on politics. We're not, when I say we're not, some of us do agree and some of us will not. We're not going to agree on politics. We're not going to agree on different issues that may arise, because like the topic we had yesterday, some people were saying that they feel like the black kid was just for stabbing him in the chest, where some people were saying they feel like both of them was wrong, and that's why I stand in the middle of the aisle. They're both wrong. But some people said no, that Austin, the white guy, was in the right. He was in the right. He was justified. So meaning, guess what? We are a sisterhood, and there's 3 different ways that you can feel, but we can feel that way and still respect one another. Now that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. We can still respect one another, you know? And so with, you know, you're not gonna but I will say this, if you don't agree, like say for instance, but like with the Trump situation, I told y'all I had a whole lot of girlfriends that, well, I ain't gonna say a whole lot, but at least 3 or 4 that I fell out with over the Trump thing, right? And now I wish, you know, well, it's too late now, but if I knew what I know now, we wouldn't have fell out. You want to know why? Because I would have respected their stance. But back then I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the trees from the forest, right? So it's like, or the forest from the trees, or the trees from the, whichever you said. But I couldn't see their agenda because I'm looking at it like, how can you support a man that is so grimy, that is so not for us? And they're like, well, I'm more, you know, whatever. Anyway, I don't even want to bring that back up. But we didn't see eye to eye. So I chose to disconnect myself from them. I did. I'm like, I don't want to have nothing to do with you no more. Your way of thinking is warped and blah, 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 blah. So I disconnected myself from them. And maybe one day I may just pick up the phone and say, you know what, umpteen years ago, I disconnected from you because I didn't like the way you were, you know, moving during the Trump era thing. And I apologize. I may do that, but you know, I just feel like I learned a lot more about them that I didn't like either, right? But and nevertheless, what I'm trying to say is what I know now, I wouldn't cut off someone that voted for Trump or, you know, wanted to see Trump as president. I wouldn't cut them off because you know why? I will respect their decision. Don't mean that I have to agree with it. It's their decision. It is who they listen. Religion and politics mainly benefits you as an individual. Okay, it benefits you as an individual. So if you choose to be a Christian, that's because you want that Christian walk of life. If you choose to be a Muslim, that means because you wanted that Muslim walk of life, and etc. Right? Same with politics. Some people choose Republican because they want Republicans to safeguard their money and also not allow their tax dollars to take care of lazy bomb people, right? Let's just be honest. However, other people may say, you know what? I agree with that, but I also agree with the government stepping in and helping people that need help because we have compassion or whatever, right? So, with that being said, I shouldn't get mad at you if you don't vote the same that I vote. It's a personal issue. The reason why you're voting the way you're voting is because it affects you personally. Same with religion. Whether you grew up that way or you looked at something and said, I would rather my life go in this direction. Okay. But with that being said, let me say this. If you don't agree with the person, right? And I know we all adults, we are. But hear me out on this one. Let me take a drink of water right quick. If you don't agree with that person, right? Let's just say you totally agree. The chat may not be the best place for you to say, I don't agree, or, you know, or check them in a sense, right? It may not be the best place to do it. But if you strongly don't agree, because if you don't agree, you can just ignore it. Like, please, I ain't falling for that okie doke. I'm going to ignore that. Or if it's that strongly, mean that strongly to you, jump in that person's inbox. We pretty much know each other on Facebook as well. Jump in that person's inbox and say, can we have a conversation? I didn't like what you said about such and such, such and such, you know, and talk to them about it. You literally can talk to them about it. But going back and forth with them about something that you don't agree about during a live stream, that's disrespectful to the host. When the host is trying to maintain some type, the moderators maintain order in the chat, but the host looks at the chat. She be looking at the chat, right? Or they look at the chat as they're talking. If they see a whole lot of chaos going on in the audience, that throws their whole vibe. It literally throws the whole vibe. When you choose to engage in a back and forth in the chat, you're basically saying, I don't give a damn about the host. I don't give a damn about the host. because I want my personal feelings out in the chat about whatever it is that I believe. That's selfishness. That's not cool at all. It's not cool at all. You know? And it's not showing respect for the host. If you want to respect the host, then don't do that in that chat. It's disrespectful. You wouldn't want it done to you, so you shouldn't do it to other people. You know? Sometimes we gotta know how to hold our mouths, hold our feelings. And it's not, oh, you can't say this, can't say that. Jump in their inbox. Jump in their inbox and say, you know what? I don't like when you said this, and I don't like when you said that. Can you clarify yourself? What did you mean by this? What did you mean by that? You know what I mean? You know? But at any rate, I will say this. No matter what, we learn every day. We're real sisters, right? How many of you guys raise your hand if you love the hell out of your sister, whether it's your younger sister or older sister? And even when y'all fight, because y'all, sisters fight, even when you fight, you make up. How many? Raise your hand if you love. Let me just ask you this. How many of you guys love your sister but still fight with your sister? Raise your hand. You love your sister, but you would still fight with your sister. And maybe even cuss your sister out, or your sister cuss you out too. If my sister was in the chat right now, she'll tell you we love each other, but we would definitely step to each other. We would definitely step to each other. Now we've gotten older. We used to put hands on each other back in the day, but we got older. I don't think that we're still at that space where we'll put hands on each other, but we might threaten each other. We might threaten each other, but we might not, But we would definitely hang up the phone. Girl, I'm gone. I don't want to hear that shit. And whatever the case may be, we'll hang up the phone. We'll even block each other for a little while. How many of you guys block your sister or your siblings, period? How many of you guys will block your siblings and then a day or two go by and then you realize, okay, you know what? I'm over it. I'm over it. See, Baldwin said, we don't fight no more. We talk it out. We grown now. Yeah. She said, I'm an only child on both sides. Thank God. Oh, you don't have no siblings. Oh my goodness. Y'all need to embrace Candy. Candy has no siblings. She said, my sister and I have had our first fight. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where it go? Back in the day. Oh, y'all just had it? Oh, y'all had fist fight back in the day. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had fights. My sister's nails are very, very strong. And my sister used to take her nails and claw it into our skin until we, basically did whatever the hell she wanted us to do. You know what I mean? She'll say mercy, say mercy, say you're going to cut it out and sit down and shut the fuck up or something like that. We'd be like, okay. She said, I'll block the whole group chat with all of my sisters and mama, but my mom pull-up game is strong as F. Let me tell you, even with my husband and his family, they got a family chat. Man, every 4-5 months, honey, he'd be like, I deleted the chat, and be right back on it in the next 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So people fight. People fight. And when I say fight, I don't necessarily mean fist fight, but you fight. You disagree. You disagree. And then you break away. And then you come back together and say, you know what? It ain't even. Sometimes you don't even remember what you're arguing about. And that's how you know it wasn't that significant when you can't even remember 2 weeks from now. Be like, what was you arguing about? I don't even know. I don't even know what we was arguing about, but I know it was something, Rambling said, I cuss my entire family out and get on social media to see their reaction. My sister didn't cuss me out on social media and I ignored her. She said, I put my brother out of my house one time and he was visiting me from out of town, but I love him real big. See? Yeah. Listen, you fight with your sister and then you get it back together, So when you hear people say, oh, they're over there fighting because it's fake, it was built on fake, and this, that, and the other. I don't even know where that comes from, the built on fake, okay? Because I don't take it as built on fake. I'm pretty much a genuine person. And I think if you've dealt with me, you know that I am genuine. You know, if I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. Okay? But I even try to give people that I don't like a benefit of the doubt until I realize there's no more benefits at all. When your benefits run out, your benefits run out. And there are some that, baby, they get no more benefits. Okay. I just rather never ever align with these people again. Especially if you are a type of person that can come out and tell a bold face ass lie after a lie after a lie. Not only do I not want to align with you, I don't even want to see your face, hear your voice. I don't want to have nothing to do with you because you are a dangerous individual. Okay. When you can't even, say, oh, you know what, I was mad. I said these things because I was mad or whatever the case may be. And you come out and you just keep on piling them up on top of each other and piling the lies on top of each other and piling the lies on top of each other. You're scum to me. You are scum to me. It makes me like, what the hell? Like, no, I don't want to align with that person ever again. Like they're not my people. They're not my people. She said sisters don't always have to agree, but taking it out to gain clarity. Talking it out to gain clarity is what sisters should do. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just because they don't do it, they don't get it right the first time or even the second time, don't mean, you no longer sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because some people react in a heat of the how would you say, heat of passion, or the heat of, they just act out right away instantly without even knowing the whole picture. Said my brother don't play about me, so I can't stay upset with him that long. Oh, upset with them. Oh, you got brothers. Okay, I got you. She said, man, I get into it with my friends. We don't always agree, and that's okay. But we don't disrespect each other. We would rather separate for a while until we work through it. 30-year friendship. Same with me. Same with me. I had some friends that I didn't agree with. Some things were said. I didn't agree whatsoever. We distanced from each other, and now it's like we never separated. We never stopped talking. We stopped talking for, I don't know, it was a good little while, probably 6 months or so. And then now it's like we never stopped talking at all. She said, I distance myself from my sister or family just to protect my peace. Sometimes you have to because they have too much going on, but I still love them. Listen, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, the heat of the moment. Thank you so much. The heat of the moment. There's nothing wrong with distancing yourself from your family members. I've done it too. Sometimes I say, oh boy, I can love you from afar. But when we get up close, too close, too much chaos. You know what I'm saying? You can love somebody from afar. She said, child, I am so blunt. I have to check myself most times because I found myself hurting people's feelings, then wondering why nobody calling. Well, you do want to be tactful when you talk, and sometimes even in relationships, right, with Jay and I, sometimes when I know that I'm feeling very bothered by something, I will say, you know what, babe, now is not a good time. He says it to me too. Now, don't think it's just one way. We'll both say now is not a good time for us to discuss this because I'm feeling too bothered by it. It's bothered my spirit. Wait a minute, she said, come back. Oh shit. You know what I did? I'm so sorry. Hold on, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna believe what I did. Y'all ain't gonna believe what I did. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? I took my coat off and the microphone was on the coat, my jacket. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I took my jacket off, baby. I done slung the jacket across the chair and I'm sitting on a whole nother chair. Tell me if y'all can hear me. Thumbs up. Did I turn it off? Is it off? Hold on. All right, what about now? Hold on, I got this thing. Let me put it right here. All right, what about now? I put it on my sleeve because I had it. It was too close to me, I think. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. Is it green? Yeah, it's green. Okay, y'all can hear me. All right, I got it. Sorry about that. I took the coat off, okay? Woman of Purpose says, I don't know what's going on, but I love y'all. Remember that the enemy wants to destroy relationships, but when you operate with a pure heart, God will work it out for the good. He already done worked it out for the good. It is worked out already. It is already worked out. Trust me when I tell you, okay? It's already worked out, you know? But you know what I like? I like that we don't just jump to conclusions, you know. I've seen, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this too in the sector, right? That people can get offended and then they go run to their panel and drag the other person. You know what I mean? Just straight out drag them. We don't do that. We might talk about it, but we don't drag. And I love that because you got some people get mad at something that you say, and then they'll run to their panel and call you everything but a child of God. She says, anyone care to answer my question? What's your question to me? Hold on, let me go back up and see Tamik question. Tamik said, am gonna ask this question. Who felt the need to wake Jenny up, and who felt that it was urgent for her to jump out her sleep to address the superfans live? I would love to know who it was. I have no idea what you're even talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. None whatsoever. I didn't even hear that happened. She said the tongue has no bones, but still is strong enough to break hearts. So be very careful with your words. Absolutely. Absolutely. She says, also, we don't mind apologizing mostly anyway. Exactly. Exactly. You know, when we offend each other, you know what? I didn't mean to offend you. I apologize. I jumped the gun. And that's one thing I love about our circle. We don't have a problem saying, and even myself, y'all heard me say it many times. Now, of course, haters are ops. Sometimes they're not going to accept your apology because they want to be angry. They want to be victims. They want to be evil. They want to be spiteful. And they just who they are. And they don't have to accept your apology. You can move on. She said, I agree with you, Amora. We don't, wait a minute, what did it say? Hold on. We do not do that here. Like the other page, for an example, yesterday live, it was so respectful. Yes. Yes, that's what we do. I agree. Shout out to Break Room. She handled it gracefully. Yes, because Break Room could have went over there and just act out. Now we've seen some people do that, right? We've seen some people do that. You know, they get into it and then they just go to their panel and then they call people, you young jock looking this and you young jock looking that and you this, you that, because they they don't have no pose about themselves. You know what I mean? They're unruly. They're ghetto, they're hood, they're ratchet, they're gutter. We don't do that. Both ladies, both of our sisters, they didn't call nobody out their name. The voice may have been raised, but there were no name callers. So hats off to Jeannie and Break Room. Okay. They may have felt, tension from what was being said, but they still didn't get gutter with it. You got to give respect where respect is deserved. Jenny never disrespect Break Room. She got snappy with her, but she didn't disrespect her. She said, I don't think they woke her up to address Superfans live. It was only to try to get her on the panel or in the chat. It would have been a beautiful thing. But who said that somebody woke her up? Maybe I missed that part. So did she say that somebody told her about it or something like that? She said, let people sleep where they are resting. Some stuff is not that important. I felt Jenny wanted to go live. That's okay. The ops be in the chat stirring the pot on fake pages. Absolutely they do, Barbara. Absolutely. Let me tell you something about ops. Ops are dividers. Not all ops are dividers because we're not dividers. I'm not a divider. I don't give a damn who you align with. You know what I mean? If if y'all probably hear that music, I'm gonna tell y'all about that in a minute. But if you don't align with me and you choose to align with someone else, I don't give no damns. As long as you're not bothering me, I don't care who you align with. And let me just say this. When a couple of people that used to support us went to the other side and became our ops, it was said we were jealous, we was hateful, we was mad because they was over there. I don't know who they meant by we, because we don't give a damn, honey. It was dead ass weight in the first place. We didn't care nothing about that. So to hear them say, "Oh, they mad because you over here," I wish we would be, honey. That's y'all problem now, baby. You deal with that. That person is just like y'all, just like y'all. Y'all are like y'all belong together. She said, "I believe she said me woke her up." Oh, really? Hmm. I didn't know that. So I didn't hear the whole live. She said, "Me contact Jenny to come to the super fan panel." Oh, okay. Okay. She said, "Whoever woke her up, let that be their business." She says, "Please let me sleep." She said, "I don't inbox Jenny or more BS. I just don't. If I see disrespect, I speak on it and move on. I have been in the saga from the beginning and I can't nobody say I've been messy in the inboxes." Well, we're not going to, she said, "In order for the sisterhood to remain strong, we got to be respectful toward each other. If there's a problem, go to that person and express how you feel." That's right, Tina. Let me highlight that. Exactly. Now, I don't know if y'all know the other day, one of our sisters came to the chat to the chat and wanted to bring up an issue that she had with somebody on the platform. We don't do that. We don't do that. So if you have a problem with an individual, now if you got a problem with the sisterhood, you can address the sisterhood. But if you got a problem with one individual, you address that individual. When you come in the sisterhood and try to address the entire sisterhood over one person, it's almost like you're wanting everybody to take your side. Okay. You know, I don't know who this is, but I'm going to go ahead and block them out of here because I believe that's somebody from the other side trying to stir up noise. And you will have that. Let me tell you, honey, let me tell you something. Some of these people from the other side would love for the sisterhood to crumble. Okay. They would love to see us throw spitballs at each other. I don't know this for sure because I've been traveling all day. But I heard there's about 5 or 6 miserable souls over there trying to do a video, live stream, a post, or something in regards to something that happened with us. Can you imagine that? You miserable souls. You mean to tell me out of 5 or 6 different content creators, they don't have shit else to talk about but us? Say a lot right there in itself. To say a lot. If you got 5 or 6 different people, right? If you got 5 or 6 different people over there, look what happened. Look what happened. Ooh, 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 ooh. Honey, that mean y'all some miserable ass souls. You hear me? That mean you got to be some miserable ass souls. You hear me? So anyway, um, they ain't got nothing else to talk about. I'm talking about y'all know how much what's going on. There's a whole freaking racial tension case going on right now, y'all. Right now. They ain't even talking about it because they want to tiptoe across the fence, baby. The sisterhood in trouble. The sisterhood, they got an argument. They got an argument. Let's highlight it. Let's highlight it. Man, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I don't know what in the world. She said, "Ain't enough about me." Like, okay, geez. She said, "All right, enough about me. Yeah, I think me is in the chat. She said, I don't care when Fishy left. I was glad. Rambling. A lot of people seem to think that we was bothered. Bothered for what? Bothered for what? Okay. Anyway, nevertheless, we have to understand, let's just respect each other, respect each other's boundaries, expect each other as a human being, expect each other to have a right to say something without us wanting to always jump down their throat. If you don't agree with what they say, hit them up in the inbox. Or if you don't agree, like say for instance, let's just say if they say something like, I'm just gonna use something simple, the sky is blue. You might say something like, last time I checked, it was green, you know, or something like that. I mean, I just made that up, but you could say it like that. But, just, y'all know what I'm talking about. Just be respectful. She said she was a liability for real. Candy, that part. Absolutely. 12K, I agree. That's facts. What did 12K say? What did 12K say? What did you say? She said, I'm good. Just checking on you, sis. I went to Bedroom Live and was only thinking of you. Oh, I don't know what all that means. She said, stuff don't be that important. That's any reason for my question. Again, people too emotional. No one was bothered that FF. It was the lies and disrespect. Exactly, the lies and disrespect. Because anybody that want to support someone else, you can do it. Do it, right? But don't lie. You don't have to go over there and lie. I don't think that well, you are. You are. Let's just take that back. In order to join their ranks, you have to lie and drag me and our supporters. You gotta lie and drag. In order to get in with them, you have to become a bona fide ass liar, a hater, a belly crawler, and you have to drag us. That is their initiation. If you come over there and if you're not dragging us, right, and you're not lying on us, then you're not going to fit in. They're not going to pull up to your channel. You have to lie. And while you're lying, they'll pull up. But the moment you stop lying, they're going to stop pulling up because they really don't care for you like that. Woman of purpose. We said we was going to stop doing that, dear. If you don't mind. Thank you. She said, I'm not a part of the sisterhood, but I rock with you and Jeannie wholeheartedly. Oh, thank you, Lady TH. Appreciate you. Where you from? Where you from, Lady TH? She said, and stop the name calling. Nobody over here is a bee. Nobody over here is a demon. That part right there. That is absolutely. That should not be coming out of any of our mouths. We are not like that. Not when it comes to each other. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I couldn't stand when she joined your panel. Oh, all I want to know is where was the Candid Eye and Levette? I had to call 911 last night. I was tired trying to close the game. I don't know what Candy and Levette is. I have no idea. They just be gone. Booed up. Booed up. They just be booed up. Yeah, no, I don't know. Levette be going to sleep and then waking up in the middle of the night talking about something. Is the gate closed? Like, what you mean is the gate closed? We had to well that joker last night. You know what I mean? We had to well it shut, But again, TC and Mina had a good live, and I hope that we can continue to come together like that. Jonesboro, Arkansas. Okay, cool. But I hope we can continue to come together like that and see how we've grown over the months or whatnot. And I think it's going to be great. She said, I was booed up last night, honey. I know. See, look, when your husband worked, a different shift than you got to get in where you fit in. So I get you. I get you. She said it was just personal for Jeannie, and that's understandable. Exactly. It was personal for our sister. And we have to understand that she had a personal relationship. We put ourselves in those shoes. Like I had a personal relationship with the F girl, you know? So that was a personal relationship. So when that type of stuff goes south, you feel a way, baby. Trust me when I tell you feel a way. You feel a strong way. A strong way. So I understand, sis. I understand, sis. She just need to have a conversation. And she didn't listen to the whole entire live. Because it was not an apology live. It was not an apology. You know, it wasn't one of those where they get up on a panel and confess all these sins and this, that, and the other. It wasn't one of those lives at all. She said, yeah, Jenny was asking how to build trust, especially when they called the state on her business. Yeah, but that wasn't for us to answer. Okay. That's for her and those ladies to talk that out. That's not for us. Because that caused division as well. You know what I'm saying? That caused division as well. So that's not for us to answer. Not in no broad setting like that. If you know, with just people like maybe ones or twos or three or whatever that you talk to on the back end, you can ask somebody that. But when you ask everybody out loud, it's almost like, you know, it's just not a good look, if you know what I mean. Because it can get people to think, and people always want to jump and and get on some type of side. You know what I mean? And I know sometimes y'all probably be in the audience like, wait a minute, so do we not like TC? Or do we not like Mina? Hold on. Are we against this person? Are we against that person? No, we're not against anybody. The only people that I'm against is people that that I don't align with, that have done the absolute most. The absolute most. I don't want to have nothing to do with those people. You know? She says, I think trust can't be handled collectively. It is an individual thing. Absolutely. And we don't even know each other to trust each other. You know what I mean? We don't know each other like that. You might not be trusting somebody that you really don't know. You can respect them. You can like them. You can respect them. You can admire them. But as far as trusting them, you better trust your spouse. Trust somebody that you know. Trust, it takes a trust. Trust is about building, honey. Even in your relationship, it takes a minute for you to build up trust for your spouse. Now, but some people are different. Some people come in trusting and they trust you until you take it away. Or some people say, I'm not going to trust you until you show yourself approved. So it's subjective for different people. It's hard for me to trust too. I can respect you a whole lot quicker than I can trust you. I trust Jay, you know, but as far as trust, I don't know, because it's, I don't think I trust anyone. This is how I look at it. I take you for who you are. So this is how when I say trust, like say for instance, if I tell somebody a secret, even if I say don't tell nobody, I'm gonna assume that you're gonna do it anyway, because it's kind of human. It's a human natural thing, right? I'm gonna assume you're going to do it. So I'm not gonna hold that against you if you do. I'm gonna be like, oh, I already knew you was gonna do that. You know what I mean? I knew that was what you're gonna do. So I'm not gonna tell you something that I don't want you to tell nobody. So I may not respect you no more if you did. I'd be like, no, that was disrespectful. I don't respect you. And if I don't respect you, then I'm not gonna want to tell you nothing else anymore. Right? But as far as trust is powerful, honey. Save trust for your loved one. I trust Jay. I trust Jay. Okay, we've been together forever. He's shown himself approved, you know. But trust nobody but your spouse. And then even then, honey, you better get to know him a little bit before you trust him. You know. But Jenny is still our sister. Break Room is still our sister. Everybody, TC and them still our sister. Ashley still our sister. And then the comment, let me just talk about this. The comment about what was the comment? Ooh, it was on the tip of my brain. Oh, that we're only getting together because we have a commonality against one person. I don't agree with that. Now, that was something that Jenny said. If that's how she feels, that's how she feels. I absolutely do not agree with that. I am not aligning myself with people because them and Amber don't get along. I'm not even studying Amber. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I don't talk about Amber in my chat. I'm not studying her. I don't care what Amber says about me. She can say whatever she say about me. I'm not studying Amber. I'm not studying to go back and forth with her. I'm not studying to call her names. I'm not studying to talk about her. To be honest with you, she's irrelevant to me. You know what I'm saying? She can say whatever she want to say. I don't check for her. It is what it is. So I don't agree that we are aligning all because we dislike her, because I don't even know if everybody dislikes her, or do they? Well, hell, if they do, it's deserved, because she is who she is, and she'll forever be the person that she is. You know, but we have to understand that it can't be true, because it's people on our age side that don't like her. Trust me when I tell you, I have people in my inbox all the time that they don't rock with us heavy or whatever, because they don't like what we talk about, but they absolutely do not like her. So she got people over there that don't like her. So I don't agree with that at all, that we just aligning because we don't like Amber. Maybe that was just something that came up. It was quick or whatever to think of. I don't agree with that. Mm-mm. No, I think that a lot of us saw that we were civilized women. We knew how to take accountability. We know how to forgive and move forward, and that we don't have a personal connection with the saga any longer. Because I know you guys know, I myself had a very personal connection with the saga. I don't have a personal connection with the saga anymore. It is what it is. It's content. It's entertainment. And I think those that realize that this is just entertainment, that I don't have to sit back and go back and forth with people on the internet or whatever about it, those are the ones that chose to move forward. And the reason why they try to call us a cult and whatnot is because that's what they are. They get mad if you don't agree with what they agree with, and you get caught in somebody's chat. Oh, you about to be plastered all over somebody's bulletin board. You know, you're gonna be left out there in the wind. We don't do that. She said, Amore, you are a true mama. I'm here in Texas as well. You have me hollering on my work days. Oh, for real, Tawan? She said, I thought she was speaking about RH and the step lady. I don't even know what that means. So I don't think that it is we have an alignment because somebody we don't like. I think our alignment comes from, you can kind of tell an intelligent um what's a word, about your business type of person versus a messy, downright nasty, evil-hearted, spiteful ass person. You can kind of tell them. And the people that I have aligned with, that I have spoken with on the back end, I have, spoken with on the back end and the front end. Let me say it like that. I have, what's the word I want to use? I've peeped them. And but I understand sis as well when she say, oh, well, it's been other people that we've allowed to come over, and then they bite you, and they bite you in the ass pretty much, and then they run back over there and call you all type of names. So far, I only know one person that has done that, and that's the narcissist female that we speak of or whatever. But two people really. The narcissist, well, both of them are narcissists. The two narcissist females, but we can't say we didn't see the red flags before. So it wasn't really a all of a sudden thing. We saw red flags, we just chose to ignore them. We saw red flags from both of them, and we just chose to ignore it. So, but it is what it is. And they're where they belong. They are right where they belong. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter as far as a dislike for Amber. She said, I didn't know how Hamburger was mentioned. Oh yeah, she was mentioned, but I think that was just because, I think she the widest one over there, so they try to go by size when they mention people or whatever, and they was just mentioning the biggest one over there. She says, when money, likes, and attention is involved, the 7 deadly sins rise like the morning sun. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. She said, once we really learn our sister's personality, it will be better. Yes, it will get better once we learn our sister's personality. Yeah, it takes time. She says, I thought the dislike was for RH and Critter. No, because the thing about it is, we've been disliking them. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing new. And that's not why TC and Mina came over, because you got to think they were already over in the chat way before they fall out with The Truth Happened. They was in the chat. Yeah, I understand, Sharonda. I understand. I understand. But now that we know that how people can switch up or whatever, those are the things that we can look for. Baby, let me tell you something about a red flag. A red flag just don't come pop out from anywhere. A red flag fly in your face for a little bit before you even know. That's why I call it a red flag. Because that flag fly in your face, baby, there's plenty of red flags before destruction comes. That's the big thing about red flags. It will alert you. Now, if we choose to ignore the red flags like we did with one of those narcissists, because it was brought to me, but I ignored it. I downplayed it. So if we do that, then you know what? Shame on us, right? But once we see the red flag, we just can't ignore it. And we definitely seen red flags on both of those female narcissists. But I would no longer choose to ignore a red flag. Hell no. If I see a red flag, I'm going to address that damn flag. She said, I love my sisterhood. I don't like to see anyone stroking division or confusion. If we handle things like grown women, we can avoid a whole lot of these issues going forward. That part. So we have to commit to handling ourselves like grown women. Now I'm about to ask something. I ran it by one person already. I ran it by my husband and he bust out laughing. I'm just going to ask y'all. You tell me if y'all think it's necessary. If not, then, we can just not go this route. I was thinking maybe we can add like 2 people to like an what do you call it? Advocacy team, to where if you have a grievance with a person and you don't want to contact them directly, you will have one person or an advocacy person out of our sisterhood that you can go to and say, I'm having an issue with such and such, and I just want to know what's her beef, blah, 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 blah. If you want to resolve it, we can have, it's like a mediator, so to speak. So if you guys want us to have maybe 1 or 2 mediators on the team that can maybe diffuse some things to where it don't have to spread like a damn wingworm. What do y'all feel about that? So I'm seeing people saying love that idea. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, so 1 or 2 people that we can have, and I kind of know in my mind at least one, and you could just go to them and just talk it out or whatever, and say, I'm having an issue with this certain person or whatever, and I don't know what their deal is. I don't want to cause no tension in the group, but this is really rubbing me the wrong way. And then just have that person try to mediate it, try to talk it out, like like try to work out the issue. But it has to be somebody that is not going to take sides or even put so much feeling into it to where you feel a way about somebody that they bring forward to you. So the mediator can't take sides. You can't be like, girl, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, that bitch. You can't do that. You gotta be someone that can remain neutral and be understanding at the same time. She said, out to do. However, my outlook would be spiritually. I'm not in a sisterhood group because I don't do groups. I would forget to do it. LOL. However, I would be glad to assist. I don't take sides. All right, I hear you. And she says, and not someone harsh, and direct. Because sometimes being harsh and direct is not a bad thing, but everybody can't take harsh and direct. So any takers? At least two people maybe, and you guys can talk it out with each other and try to come up with a solution that would best fit everybody. Two people maybe. Any takers? Everybody like, I don't want that job. I think it's a good idea, but I don't want that responsibility. She said, no one biased. Exactly, no one biased. She said, I could if you guys would like. I was thinking about you, Miss Heard. Let me tell you the two people I was thinking about, and then we'll figure out the two. Maybe we'll do a judge or a poll on it. But I was thinking Miss Heard and Lauren Vibe. And it's so funny you just said I would do it. Lauren, see, I've spoken to Lauren on the back end plenty of times. And I hate saying back end, but we've had personal conversations. I think she's really, really good. Sound mind. And so Ms. Heard, do you have time? Because I know you have a family and you work. Not that you don't, Lauren, but I know you own your own business. She said, Amor, that's your job already. No, ma'am, I don't want that job. No, I don't want to have to work out issues between two people because, I don't want to have to do that. I've been doing it. You're right. I have done it. But I don't want to be the advocacy of the group that always trying to mend people back together. Because I be looking at it like, why is it so personal for you? Like, snap out of it. She said, I could do it, but if it becomes too much, maybe we can add another. She said, I'll make time for sure. All right. So Lauren, she said, I nominate Glenn. Glenn would be good, but trust me, Glenn doesn't want that. Glenn don't want that duty. Trust me, I know my big sister don't want that. Plus, my big sister about to be 60 years old. No offense to age, but she don't want that. So we got Mrs. Heard and Lauren. Should we add a third or just keep it just two right now? She says, I've been told that I am sweet as pie and unbiased, but I have ADHD and might not be that reliable. At least you're being honest, Kia May. Katie May, I'm sorry. At least you're being honest. She says, I think this is something that can't be chosen within minutes. The person has to be a very straight up. But I get it and agree it's needed. Well, we could just test it out and see. One of the reasons why I said Mrs. Heard and Lauren Vibe is because, well, one, I've spoken to both of them, and two, I believe it or not, y'all may not think, but I look at the way y'all respond in the chat, and I peep y'all. I really do. I'm getting a good feeling of people that that we support. She said, just be mindful when coming up against different spirits. If you're not prepared for warfare, don't do it. What you mean? What you mean if you're not prepared for warfare? What do you mean, Debbie? Are you meaning the individuals? If the individuals is not prepared for warfare? Explain what you mean. She says, I'm kicked out of the group, but Nahimi is a great mediator. Did Nahimi raise her hand to do it? Jazzy Jazz, why are you kicked out of the group, babe? It shouldn't have to get this to her. Oh, that's true. That's true. She said, it's okay if y'all don't want me to do it. My feelings won't be hurt. No, I don't think that's it. Right now, we're gonna start it off with Lauren and Mrs. Hurd. If we need to add another person, we will. But let's start off with Mrs. Hurd. Miss Hurd, raise your hand. Mrs. Hurd and Lauren Vibes. We can start off with those two, meaning that they're going to be our advocate, our mediators, meaning that if you have an issue, just hit one of them up in the sisterhood group. Can y'all introduce yourselves up at top so that people know that they can inbox you? She says spiritual warfare. I think that's what she means. But how would you get spiritual warfare if you're able to talk things out? Sometimes, believe it or not, you guys, sometimes we just need a different perspective of things. Spirits are nothing to play with, and they come with attacks. Well, if it gets too heavy, they can let us know, and we can change people out if it gets too heavy. I don't think it's gonna be that bad because I think only one or twice have people came and said, I have I feel a way about this person or that person. And I will let me apologize to you guys in advance because I know a few of you guys have came to me about somebody in the chat, and I kind of said, I made excuses and said things like, oh, they don't mean no harm or whatever the case may be. And I just want to apologize if you felt like your words wasn't being heard and um you wasn't being cared about or cared for. You know what I mean? So she says, I don't think it would be too heavy either. Okay, good, good, good. She said, what we speaking on, you guys coming in? Tamika said, no need, am out. What does that mean, Tamika? Tamika, she said, no need, am out. I don't know what that means. But she said, that's awesome. I'll be praying for the ladies that will be taking on the task. I don't think it's gonna be that rough, you guys, for real. I don't think it's gonna be that rough. She said, what we speaking on, guys, just coming in. Oh, we're just Nahimi, we're just talking about having like a team of like yeah, I don't even know what we're gonna call y'all mediators or advocates. You know how an advocate come in and try to like mediate the situation to try to just try to get people to see, you know, both points of views. De-escalation team. That's what we need, a de-escalation team. I've been in a sisterhood for 31 years and I've seen it and I've heard it all. I had to be the mediator of hundreds of my sorority sisters. It won't be too heavy. Okay, good. Yeah, like a liaison. You right, woman of purpose. A liaison, de-escalation team, whatever word you want to use. But I just think that it would be good, to just try to somebody that's not going to pick a side. Try to hear both issues and then, try to work it out from there. Conflict manager. Yep. Conflict manager, Rita. Liaison is a great definition. So we got so many names, a liaison, conflict manager. So Mrs. Hurd, you and Lauren get together and come up with what y'all want to call yourselves. But it's the same thing. Liaison, mediator, conflict manager, whatever y'all want to call each other. Let me know. Just let me know once y'all decide. Y'all talk, y'all exchange phone numbers or whatnot, and y'all talk and let me know what name y'all come up with. She said you have to look with the spiritual eyes, not the natural eyes. Listen to me, sister. I hear what you're saying. She said, Woo child, we really need one at our big age. I love you ladies, but didn't realize it was that deep. Yeah, because people just, they come from all walks of life. And because people perspectives are different, we could just get, a soundboard. Like, you know. So She said it too. As soon as I said a soundboard, she said, "I don't need micromanaging. I'm good." Oh, to me, come on now. You know that's not micromanaging. Why you acting like that? It's not micromanaging. It's absolutely not micromanaging. A lot of time it comes from emotions. Yeah, it does. I must have a hard shell because I don't get offended easily. Yeah, I don't either. I don't get offended easily. But when I do, somebody step on that pinky toe, baby. When they step on that pinky toe, she said, I made a post 15 minutes ago on the sisterhood because of the issues going on today. We will be fine. We will be just fine. Absolutely. And to meet too, I don't know where she thinks she's going. She ain't going nowhere. I wish to meet would try to get out this gate. She said it's not micromanaging because the conversation will only take place with someone asked to talk. Exactly. Exactly. It ain't like they're gonna come in and have no group studies. Like, come on, you guys. Today we have this talk. It's just if you want someone to talk to. She said, I nominate Glenn. Glenn don't want the job. Trust me, she don't. She said, if you have a grievance, that's it. That's all. If you have a grievance. If you have a grievance. She said, I'm more enjoy your time with your family. Congratulations again on your new grandson to be. See you guys, grandson. You mean son-in-law? My new son-in-law? I think that's what you mean. Shoot, are they pregnant? Let me find out. Let me find out them jokers about to have a baby. No, they ain't pregnant. They ain't pregnant, baby. Yeah, son-in-law. Brown eyes. Yeah, you know what I told Jay? I said, I'm going to go live and then I'm going to take me a nap because, baby, honey, traveling is. Let me tell y'all something. Well, let me tell y'all two things. We flew United. United had it so damn cold on that plane. When I tell you it was freezing, it was freezing. It felt like flying in an ice box. It was so cold, y'all. It was so cold. So I got to remember to bring a blanket the next time I go on the plane, period. Right. But then we got this Airbnb. Lord Jesus, honey. When I tell you, the gentrification is real. We are slapped in the middle of the hood yet again. Yet again, we are slapped in the middle of the hood in a house that looked brand damn new inside. Now on the outside, it looked like a hot ass mess, but it don't look like a hot ass mess. But you can definitely tell it was an old home, and they gutted this whole house and redid it, and everything is new. The floors, everything is new. Everything is new. But when I tell you, I hear cars riding up and down, blowing the horn and loud music. You got adults riding around on bicycles and stuff and shit up and down the road. So you know we in the hood. I said, Jay, you know you in the hood when grown ass people are on bikes. And I ain't talking about on bikes for no exercise. I'm talking about on bikes going to the grocery store, getting them some dranky drink or whatever, and going back to their crib on a damn bike. I said, baby, we in the damn hood. You know what I mean? But and I said I wasn't gonna stay here, but he wouldn't budge or whatever. Cause the inside don't look bad, but baby, the outside. And it's the second time he done this shit to me. You know what I mean? Lord, honey, I might start sticking in hotels because these Airbnbs are blowing me. You hear me? We may have to start sticking to hotels because, baby, whew, you never know where your Airbnb is. You hear me? So we out here in somewhere in Florida. We in the hood. I'm gonna be so damn scared to sleep tonight. You hear me? Oh my goodness. She said, I love her more. She know when to rep in or step in and when to step out. You already know. You already know. She said, well, you didn't have to worry about your hot flashes. Girl, it was so damn cold. I ain't have a damn hot flash. It wasn't no hot flashes going on that plane. When I tell you it was cold, it was so cold. It was so cold, baby. She said, LOL, yes, the Airbnb looked nice on the paper, but it'd be raggedy on the outside. Baby, let me tell you, the Airbnb, some of these Airbnbs are fucking they in the hood. I don't even understand how they can, the Airbnb people must not, I don't think they go out and Y'all, when I tell y'all I'm in the hood, I don't think they go out and surveillance these houses. I think they just look at the pictures from the inside of it and that's it. You know what I mean? She said, I love the code, the way this premenopause is set up. It was cold, cold. It was cold, cold, cold. She said, I always pull it up on Google Maps and look at the street view. Jay, let me see, did he do that? I'm going to ask. Babe, when you got this, you drinking coffee? Can you bring me some? Oh, I want some coffee. But I am, but you drinking coffee in front of my face. Well, I want some tea. But baby, did you pull up the area view? Yeah. And what did it look like when you pulled it up? It's all right. You couldn't tell we was in the hood. You ain't see nobody riding bikes when you pulled up the area view. No. We ain't in the hood, Jay. We are in the hood. Nice. It's nice inside, but how can you tell we in the hood? We got like 6 churches on the same block. And doing their they're doing mechanical work in the yard and on the street. Jay said I asked Jay, how do we know? How does he know we in the hood? He said, because it's 6 churches on the same block and they doing mechanical work in the yard. Are you scared? No. There are white people right there. I hate when people say shit like that. Why they white people right there? The hood is not just black people. I hate when people say that shit. There's white people right there, so we good. Like, why do y'all think that just because white people around you good? Because you know them motherfuckers call police so fast. But baby, they hood too. Some of them are. That is the certain ones that be wearing little bitty shirts and shit. Jay crazy. If you see a white guy with a mullet on and a cut off shirt, you in the hood. Well, Jay, y'all know my husband from Mississippi, but baby, some of these people be like, no, white people live in this neighborhood. They think that because of white people live in the neighborhood, then the neighborhood is good. That's not. You may not have said it, but that's what y'all be. I'm saying it's a mixture of people in the neighborhood. Mixture. Hey, you didn't see about 2 people. We didn't. This church right across the street. She is crazy. She said, oh, in Florida, white people be in the hood just as heavy as black. She said, and you just gonna stand outside and drink tea. I'll just let everybody know we here then. Just don't do that then. Oh, they don't know because this big ass car in the driveway. She said people have to understand the real friendships and real sisterhoods are going to have disagreements, but respect should always be a part of the discussion. Absolutely. She said, Amora, tell Jay to come to the mic. Hey, Frat. Hey, she said, come to the mic. Hello. Why you say it like that? Hello. Go mob. You saying go mob to a female. Oh, okay. I think it's a female. Oh, that's Kimberly, yeah. She's a Zeta. All right, Dove. You called her a dove? He said, hey, Dove. Whatever. Hey, Dove. They said, Jay said hello. Y'all better go to church across the street and pray. 1, 2, 3, right there. 3 churches. 3 churches. You gonna go to church tomorrow morning? No. Why not? It's a camera. Is that a camera? I don't think so. What is it? It might be a fucking detector. That ain't no detector. You better check our bedrooms and see if any cameras in there. Oh, okay. Y'all, she said, it's what we sin, it's our sin. LOL. Oh, okay. They said you said it so monotone. Hello. It's a smoke detector. Oh, it's a smoke detector. Okay, gotcha. She said, not y'all peeping through the blinds. Jay peeping out the damn. I was peeping through the blinds. Jay was peeping through the peephole. Man, I walked out the front door. Yeah, whatever. She said, Jay said in Florida, you have to have a license to have an Airbnb. Is that true, you guys? From my Florida people? Candy said, check my phone. Okay, let me check it. Oh, you think a realtor?
Right there. You see that right there? The license.
Hold on, y'all. Hey, what's up? I read it. I read it. I was reading it. Yeah, I'm reading it now. I'm not sure. Let me read. Okay, baby. Okay, all right, bye. That was one of the moderators. She said, Amora, you are on vacation. I can't wait to start mine on my birthday. We're going to a 7-day cruise. Which cruise you going on? She said, I just adore y'all marriage so much. Yes, girl. That's been some work, baby. That's been some work, but I love it too, though. She said, are you going to show a video when you get back? I probably will. Yeah, if she allowed me to take some footage. If not, I just show hers. Neighborhoods in Florida be like big house trailers, next door church, big house trailer, next door church, next to that old house and brand new house, all in the same street. Well, that's about where we at. That's about where we at. She said in the hood they listed as a rental. Man, this is Jay's second time putting us in the hood. But anyway, y'all, we gonna be good. We gonna be cool. We gonna be still sisters. That's what we're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? She said, yes, in Florida, you do need a license from the Business Bureau to operate. Okay. Yeah, baby, you do. You need a license here in Florida.
You going with us? I'm taking chilling to the house.
Yeah, I'm going with y'all. You think I'm staying by myself? Are you crazy? You want me to get killed? They gonna ask me, do I want to stay in the hood in the hood house by myself? Yeah. Oh, I'm staying in this house by myself. Jay got. Woo, Lord. Anyway, I love y'all. We about to go. We about to go to the other house because Jalen, she don't want to. Hold on. Well, his phone just rung because she ain't staying with us. She's staying with her sister, baby. They done went and got them a house in a nice ritzy neighborhood. I say ritzy because it looked clean and well developed. They got the same type of box homes over there. That's what it is. She said, facts, if you ever want to know if you're in the hood, look for dozens of churches. Oh my God. See, why you just co-sign that? Well, there's a whole bunch of churches over here. Jay said 6, but I think it's just 3. Anyway, I love y'all so much. Our sisterhood is not going nowhere. We still sisters. We're gonna stay sisters. And you know what I mean? We're gonna stay sisters and we're gonna work through this. That's what we're gonna do, okay? So anyway, thank you, Sonia C, Ashley G, Monique, Deborah, Knee Deep, Kimberly Morris, Yolanda, Binkity Bink Bink, Lashina, Tony Love, Monique, that girl, Jazz, Vera, Yolanda, Barbara, 12K, Carla, Sonia, 12K, and Woman of Purpose. Thank y'all so very much for pulling through, honey. Sorry I can't stay on too long because we got some things to do. And I'm kind of tired. You know what I mean? But I love y'all. She said, what kind of churches are they? Methodist? I have no, you know what? I have no idea what type of churches these are. Black people churches. They black people churches. That's all I know. I seen somebody black going up in there. So I have no idea. She said, if you see a corner store, a Popeyes, or a Church's, you're definitely in the hood. I seen a Family Dollars, so does that count? I seen a Family Dollars. Does Family Dollars count? Well, I think I might be in the hood. Oh, Royal Caribbean, One of the Seas. That's one of the new boats. That's one of the new boats. Well, anyway, she said, you in the hood or more. Family Dollars definitely in the hood. Yep, we in the hood. I love y'all. Mwah. I'll talk to y'all later, okay? All right. Talk to y'all. Bye.
Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our names.
She kept talking about that family.
Hoes over there.
She kept talking about that family. 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 That family. She kept talking about that family. Talking about that family.
These motherfuckers don't be wanting to listen. Because they can't make $1 without mentioning down one of our